Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to show you some interesting stuff now about XRP, okay? And you might think it's a bold claim, but it's actually not a bold claim. Now, what we're looking at here, I'm just going to show you first of all with Bitcoin. You've got to understand Bitcoin, okay? So Bitcoin, we've not entered the bull market yet. The bull market begins when we break above this descending trend. The consolidation zone, basically, since the last all-time high. Breaking above there will, to me, signify the start of a bull market. Not a bull run, a bull market, which means that we're going to start to see consistent gains thereafter. And not likely coming back down beneath the descending trend. That doesn't mean that we can't fall down, to 80,000 or whatever, 80,000, 8,000. We can do, because the trend is support, and the trend, will continue down inevitably at one point to a zero. But it's a support. So long as we stay above there and are supported above there, everything's good to go. We're still in bull market territory. So we could be lower than the price action that we are at right now and still be in bull market territory in technically about 2 or 3 months. So, that said, at the moment we're stuck in this blue zone. This is a resistance zone, anywhere from there to there. So the highest area being 9,700, lowest area being 9,460. This area we're stuck in is essentially like an Ichimoku cloud, but it's not. It's a resistance zone. So we're stuck within there, that's fine. Breaking above there, we have to break above here, and then we are bullish. Now, if we have a look at the dominance chart, we're looking at it on the 4 hourly here. It's just, you can see that the moving averages are diverging. The MACD is bearish, even though we've got a little tick up, we're still beneath the 0 point. Let's go to the daily chart and we'll see how that looks. Daily chart looks pretty horrendous as well, and actually beneath the 0 point and facing down. So it looks like it's got continuation of this move to go down. So if Bitcoin dominance is going down but Bitcoin's going up, that means that altcoins are going up faster, and quite significantly faster. So you'd have to live under a rock to not notice that Ethereum was leading the market, just wrecking everything, just completely smashing it, and that has played a big part of spreading this, having these moving averages diverge and the dominance go down. But one little sleeping giant amongst all of these coins is XRP. So looking at XRP here, and this is what I wanted to bring this to your attention. So XRP on the weekly here. So we've got the moving average, the descending trend line that we've been stuck beneath for over 2 years, similar to Bitcoin, but the difference is that with XRP we broke above it. We broke above it here, we rallied and came back down, we broke above it again, and this time we've been sort of going sideways from there. What this is it's accumulation, alright? So accumulation is also confirmed through this weekly MACD. So the MACD, as you can see, since our bottom has been in here and we broke above it the last time, we've just been snaking sideways and going up, basically. So the price action's been going sideways, up and down, but not coming down to test this, which is good, and certainly not coming down, going beneath it, which is great. But also, amongst all of this, the MACD has been going slowly but surely up, and it's still in bearish territory, don't get me wrong, but it's still going up. When we get to the 0 point, this is when we're going to start to see some big moves. So this isn't really the way to do it, because MACDs can go all over the place. Who knows what's going to happen during this time? But roughly, if this is the trajectory that we're on, the 0 point is going to be here, meaning that between, I'd probably say, let's have a look at this now. So October, middle of October, roughly speaking, is when if we carried on with this trajectory. Now we could go up even further and faster, that's fine, and then XRP will start to see some really big moves by then. When we get to that level with XRP, we will see very big moves, and I'm talking really big moves. We're talking doubling, tripling, quadrupling. So the point of having an accumulation zone, and XRP has done this in the past. It's done this twice in the past where it's rallied massively. The first time it did a big rally, it took a couple of months and it went 4,000%. So that's a 40x. Okay. Then the second time it did a 7,000% after its consolidation and went into an accumulation zone, then rallied 7,000%. So what's that? That is a 70x. So what I'm suggesting on this isn't we're not going to be doing 4,000 or 7,000%. We might do, but I think it's likely that we'll do a 2,000%, bringing us up to roughly about $4 or so. So anywhere between our last all-time high and maybe maybe $5, who knows? But roughly around that level. So we call it $4 just to be in the middle. So that's a 2,000% launch from where we are right now, and the beginning of that will start to happen around about October. So buying around the accumulation zone might feel a bit risky because you can go up or down, up and down. You can be snaking around. Like I say, from this moment on here, we have been in accumulation. So the highest point is that level there, and the lowest point being that level there. It's a 20% difference. So if you were thinking of accumulating and you bought it here, which is technically an accumulation zone, and you saw your investment go down 22%, you might feel a little bit disheartened. It's all accumulation, and in fact, just to reiterate that, anywhere above this trend line is accumulation. So breaking out of it here, let's just go from the highest point from that candle body, we could be going all the way down, into next year, and we could halve in our value, over half in the value, and still be technically in accumulation. The MACD confirms this to me. The fact that we've broken out of this descending trend confirms that to me, and all we're waiting for now is not just that MACD to make that positive cross on the weekly, but for these daily moving averages to start to make positive crosses. Now we're getting slow and steady ones. I mean, this is the 10 simple. You get that moves quite quickly, and obviously because it's a lower indicator, but what we want to see is some of these bigger ones start to make their crosses. So we've got a 50 here and a 50 here, a 100 here, obviously the 21 in the middle of the Bollinger Band, and the 200 exponential here. We want to see all of these essentially being above each other. So we want to see the 10 simple, we want to see the green 50, then we want to see the 100, then we want to see the 50 simple, then we want to see the 200 exponential, all beneath themselves like that. So almost kind of like the opposite. We're kind of in the middle ground at the moment. We're being rejected from the 200 exponential here, and we got rejected from it. Well, we went above it, but we closed beneath it, so technically that's still rejection. We're beneath it again today. So it's a slow and steady wins the race with this one, and this is what you expect to see in accumulation. The longer we spend going technically sideways, snaking around sideways, the longer it takes for these moving averages to reset, but the clearer it is for a signal to be created. And signal's not been created yet. The signal's not close to being created. We're looking at 4 hourly to see what that looks like. 4 hourly still looks good, because this is kind of how we want to see it in a way on the daily. So 10 simple, 21, 50, 100, 50 simple, and 200 exponential. That's kind of how you want to see it on the daily. You certainly want to see that on the weekly too. So we get in there slowly but surely. We're going to have a look on the 12 hourly. 12 hourly is looking quite interesting as well. So we're making our way towards that level, but we're not there yet. So we've still got quite a way to go before the indicators really kick in and start to drive that price up. But that's fine. Accumulation is accumulation. You buy it here, you sell it up there, and the time frame is going to be long, but it's going to be worth it if you're an investor. So for an investor's coin, this is the one I would say. I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't financial advice, but I am telling you now, a highly liquid coin with lots and lots of market cap. You can sell this no problem at any point, at any place. It goes straight into fiat on Coinbase, absolutely no problem at all. You can get rid of this, no problem at all. So when this launches, you could have just no issue selling it at all. And you will basically be laughing all the way to the bank. That is my opinion of this one, obviously, but the indicators reinforce that opinion, and we're looking at on the weekly. We do have a long way to go, and most people think that this coin is finished and over and done with because they look at this chart and they don't really understand what it refers to, what it really means. But what this means is that we had a massive 7,000% rally from our last accumulation zone. So that goes, it goes without saying that if something goes up 70x, it needs to consolidate. Alright, so it's been consolidating ever since. It went up 70x, it's come back down quite dramatically, and now we're accumulating, ready for the next big push, which isn't going to be like these other small cap coins where you see them go up here, there and everywhere. This is in it for the long game, and the long game for this one is it's a 20x. I would say, I would definitely say it's a 20x from where we are right now. Accumulation is the key, 20x is the goal, and the time frame is about a year to 18 months. Now there's a few extra precursors to seeing this rally. Okay, so when we get these moving averages, we'll start to see things start to move quite dramatically. We'll be up to a 30 cent, 35 cent, 40 cent, 50 cent, but those are just still quite low targets. The interesting one is when you look at the Fibonacci retracement. Now I've not got it on this because the time frame on this chart is ever so small. It doesn't even take on board its all-time high. But what it does, you'll have to trust me on this, but the Fibonacci retracement would suggest that the golden pocket for XRP is around about 85, 86 cent. When it reaches that level, that's when you're going to start to see the massive potential and the huge bull run for XRP, and that sounds like a way off. That's a 4x from where we are at right now, okay? But that's when it will really start to rally, and that's when people are just going to be, shocked to see what's going on, and probably a little bit too scared to buy in, but they won't be able to resist at that point because they will be going up so much so fast after that area is taken out. So 85 to 86 cent, you'll start to see it doubling from that level there. You're talking about $1.70. Doubling from $1.70, you're looking at $3.40, which is its last all-time high. Okay, so this is going to be at the end of, within that bull run period. At the end of this entire market rally. So I'm expecting in about a year to 18 months you're going to start to see this. In about a year's time, just more than a year's time from now, these targets will be hit and these moves will start to happen. 85, 86% cent, and then it will do those doubles. It will double to 170, it will double again to 340, and then it will go basically parabolic and blow off its top, and that's where it could easily reach the $4, $5. Technically we could be talking $10, who knows, but you want to be ready with your finger on the trigger, I'm telling you, because when it goes parabolic, it's going to go parabolic. So cut a long story short, what we're looking at here is accumulation, and it's going to be a long, boring, drawn out episode of accumulation all the way up to 85 cent. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching, hope you have a nice evening. Take it easy.